Users can access implemented tools by clicking on the button at the top right corner or an arrow button at the bottom. So this is implemented tools. Here we can see a list of modules. So for each module, there are some properties defined here. The user can change the values of these properties and modify their OpenMRS website according to their needs. So for all these properties to be shown here properly, there are configuration schema files defined for each module, and these configuration schema files need to be written in a proper manner so that all these property values are shown here in a nice way without any bugs. So earlier these configuration schema files were not written properly, not in a consistent manner. That would sometimes cause UI to break down and users were not able to modify some properties. But now configuration files are written in a proper manner, reducing the bugs and which increases user experience, and it now serves its purpose more robustly. I have written configuration schema files for all the modules within patient management, patient chart, core, and form builder. So let's say I want to change some properties in the login module. So I type here hello. So it shows an error message. So earlier UI would accept any value written by the user. It will not check if the value is proper, if the value is even acceptable or not. So there was no validation logic, but now I have implemented the validation logic. So now UI checks all the validators defined in the config schema and throws an error if the value written is not acceptable. So in this case, it expects only two values, basic or OAuth 2. So let's write basic here. For this property, it expects a URL. So if I write something random, it will throw an error that it should be a proper URL. This is a boolean value, and let's say here I write some negative number, and it will throw an error that it should be greater than 0. So this is how implementer tools handles the input values. If you can observe, the implementer tools has a dark theme, but earlier the dark theme was implemented by writing some style overrides in CSS files, but now it uses the theme component provided by the Carbon React library. So we don't need custom style overrides anymore.